Good evening and welcome to Lifestyle on a very, very cold winter's day. Let us close our eyes and just invite God into this meeting. Dear God, thank you very much for having everybody that is here and is listening. Help them to open their hearts and ears so that they can get whatever it is that you would like them to get this evening. Amen. All right, so we've done with our devotions of Esther, and we're going to move on. And this week we're going to focus on Proverbs. Proverbs 31 to be exact. And you will get your devotions like this again on your gold cards in the WhatsApp group. So if you would like notes, you're more than welcome to contact me on WhatsApp and ask to join the group, and I will send you all the notes every week. So this week we're going to read about Proverbs, the ideal woman, or the capable, intelligent and virtuous woman according to the Bible. Again, remember that every day you need to do your devotions, you need to pray, you need to do something for yourself, for someone else. You have to exercise, even if it's just walking around the block, and make sure that you eat healthy food. Why? Because if your body is healthy, your spirit will be healthy as well. Okay, I'm going to read in Proverbs 31 from verse 10. A capable, intelligent, and virtuous woman, who is he who can find her? She is far more precious than jewels, and her value is far above rubies or pearls. The heart of her husband, trusting in her confidently, and relies on and believes in her securely, so that he has no lack, gain, or need, or spoil. She comforts, encourages, and does him only good as long as there is life within her. She seeks out wool and flax and works with willing hands to develop it. She is like the merchant ships loaded with foodstuffs. She brings her household's food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and gets food for her household and assigns her maids their tasks. She considers a field before she buys or accepts it prudently, and not courting neglect of her present duties by assuming others. With her savings she plants faithful vines in her vineyard. She girds herself with strength and makes her arms strong and firm. She tastes and sees that her gain from work is good. Her lamp goes not out, but it burns on continually through the night. She lays her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She opens her hand to the poor, yes, she reaches out her filled hands to the needy. She fears not the snow for her family, for all her household are double clothed in scarlet. She makes for herself coverlets, cushions, and rugs of tapestry. Her clothing is of linen, pure and fine, and of purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes fine linen garments and leads others to buy them. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and her position is strong and secure. She opens her mouth in skillful in godly wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. She looks well to how things go in her household, and the bread of idleness she will not eat. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Many daughters have done virtuous nobly and well, but you excel them all. Charm and grace are deceptive, and beauty is vain. But a woman who reverently and worshipfully fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. Yes, the Proverbs 31 woman is David's wife Bathsheba, and she's here praised for all the good things she does. But you must remember to strive to be like the ideal woman according to the Bible does not come overnight. And we don't have all the servants and maids and people working for us like she used to have. So it's not always possible to do all those things because we're only one person and we don't necessarily have all those slaves at hand. But it's something good to strive for. And what I want you to do is you'll see on your devotionals, there's certain verses that are picked for you that you need to read in Proverbs 31, and that is, for example, 13, 16, 20, 21, 27, and 28. And I want you to go and look at them and see which of those you can apply and how you can apply it. Because there's a lot of those things that we can apply in our own way, in our own lives, to become a more godly woman. And then I want you to write in your journal from A to Z on the side, and next to every letter you write something of something good that you know you can do, something that you can praise yourself for. So, for example, you can write next to B, you can build on what you already have, which is something nice to work on. You can write next to C, colorful, for example, if you have a very colorful life. Next to L, you can write lovable, and positive next to P. But write the list so that you can have a list to praise yourself. And in days when you feel down, you go through the list and you praise yourself, because we tend to forget how wonderful we are made. In God's eyes, we are perfect in exactly how you wanted us to be. We're going to go over to Anneke now, our health coach. And this is now the third week that I've joined her program. The first 2 weeks I was extremely sick with the flu, which I couldn't get rid of. But last week it was a whole lot better, and it's really such fun to be on her 5-day program where she helps you. So this was my third week last week. I'm definitely on it again next week. I've lost 1.5 kgs. And I feel a whole lot better. So let's hear what Anneke had.
It's really cold in the area that I live. And I think it's cold all over South Africa. So I hope you all warm tonight. So tonight I'm just going to talk a bit more about, a healthy lifestyle. So the previous weeks, I've just talked a bit about the 5-day challenge, and I've explained a bit more about it. So this week I'm just going to get down to the nitty-gritty things, the things that you learn on the 5-day challenge, and the tools that are really, really important for a healthy lifestyle. And those two things are mainly your protein consumption as well as water consumption, and just explaining why these two things are very, very important. So if you think about the word protein, it might be very intimidating, especially if you are new to, your body goals or health in general. If you want to start being healthy, I know it was intimidating for me because I was like, okay, protein, what, who, where? But the 5-day challenge and the coaching that I got on there really introduced it to me in a very, um, in a very, how can I say, it was easy digestible. It wasn't like this big load of information and, you get scared or intimidated and you don't want to, you're just overwhelmed. It wasn't like that. So I think what is important for people to remember when you start on your health journey is that you should get rid of that expectation of doing everything perfectly um, the first time around. Remember, you are changing your lifestyle. It's really difficult to, unlearn unhealthy habits and start learning healthier habits. It's really difficult. Ask me. I'm this is my third time around where I'm, losing weight after my baby, my third child, and it's difficult. It's never easy. So the 5-day challenge just introduced that in a very digestible manner, if it makes sense. So just to explain why protein, why protein consumption is so important, is because protein keeps you full. It keeps your cravings at bay, and protein is the building blocks of your body. You literally need protein to build your muscles. And the reason building muscles is so important is that it helps your metabolism to speed that up, and it also helps you to burn fat. So that is why it's really important. And when I talk about building muscle, I don't want you to have this in your head of this big bulky bodybuilding men. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Any person must build muscle, and you're not going to look like that person or a bodybuilder. In any way, you need to train really, really hard and eat a lot of protein, and you need to eat really clean to look like that. So you don't have to stress about that. So that is very important for losing weight at all, in your healthy lifestyle. So the meal plan that we follow on the 5-day challenge is you have your shake in the mornings. It's about 18 grams of protein, and you can make that more with the protein powder that we also have. And then about 2 hours or 3 hours after that, as a snack, you'll have like a high protein snack. And what I like to do is I like to pair a protein with a fiber. So that would be like, yogurt as your protein, a good Greek yogurt as your protein, and then I would maybe put fruit together with that as my fiber, and they go so well together. Or like biltong, lean biltong and fruit, or a piece of ham on a Provita, something like that. Your proteins and your fiber really go together very well. And then for lunch you'll have another shake again, and then you'll have another snack, another high protein snack, and then your evening meal is just whatever you have at night. So we try to make that a bit more healthy. So you see, you eat a lot of times during the day. It's a lot of protein, and with that said, it keeps your blood sugar levels stable, and that is what we want for you to lose weight. So yeah, protein is really important, and in the 5-day challenge, you get introduced to these concepts, and it is made easy. And as you go, as the weeks go by, the months, you'll get more confident and you start experimenting a bit more. So yeah, I think that is that on protein. If you ever have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments and I'll get back to you. So the next thing I want to talk about is water. So water is really important, and I know a lot of people that don't like water. My mother, for instance, she doesn't like water. She really struggles to drink water, but she's much better at it now. So water is important because our body consists of water, And water is something that helps our body get rid of toxins. It also helps our organs function. If you think about your brain, you need a bit of water to help help the thinking up here. So water is really, really important, and people especially neglect it in winter. And I'm talking about myself. I also struggle in winter because it's cold. You want a coffee or a tea or something hot. um so yeah, it's especially more difficult in the winter. So my tips that I give to people, or to my customers, if you want to increase your water intake, is to start slowly. So, some advice I would give them is to say, okay, when you get up first thing in the morning, have 1 cup of water. A cup, 250 mils, it's not a lot. Chug, a small glass of water, it's not that bad. Then you have your coffee. Then when you have lunch, have another cup of water. And then when you have dinner, have another cup of water. You can also do that with every snack. So that's already, if you have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you have 750 mils of water that you didn't used to drink that much. So it's something extra and it's good. Another thing that you can do is to, just replace 1 coffee or 1 tea in a day with water. And this is something that I also noticed with myself, especially in winter. I'm busy in the house, and then I would just, put on the kettle, and then I would talk to myself and I would be like, are you just thirsty, or do you really want a coffee? And then I'd be like, okay, I go and drink a bit of water, and then I'm okay. This craving for coffee or tea is gone, because actually I just wanted a bit of water. I was just dehydrated. So yeah, that's just basically what my advice would be. Start it slow. Start everything slow. Don't put that expectation on yourself that you're going to do it, that you have to do everything perfectly. Because if you do that and you put a foot wrong, then you're just like, ugh, I don't want to do this anymore. I just, you just leave the diet and the lifestyle, and then you just go back to your old habits. And you shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't put that expectations on yourself, because life happens. You're not going to eat perfectly 365 or 64 days in a year. There's going to be birthdays. There's going to be days that you're sick, and then you're not going to want to eat healthily. Let's be honest with each other. So yeah, that's just a bit of advice that I wanted to give you. So that is all from me this week. If you have any questions, or you want a bit of advice, feel free to contact me. If you want to join a 5-day challenge, contact me, chat with me, and see if it's something that would suit your lifestyle, something that you would like, and then I would gladly help you. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment, and then I will get back to you. Thank you so much, and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Annika. Thank you very much. I love this girl. I love the way that she helps you to be healthy. It's not a matter of just giving you a lot of products and say, okay, now go and be healthy. She actually walks the walk with you. All right. Ooh, I don't know why this thing is playing around like this evening. But anyway, here I am back again. Okay. Last week we talked about the list, the questionnaire that we're busy with on determining your temperament. And I'm going to ask you a few questions, because I don't want to give you a list with all of these big heavy words and you try and place yourself somewhere and it's not you. We want you to be very sure that it's you. Okay, if you struggle with it, you can contact me afterwards. If you want access to the list, just pop a WhatsApp to me, and I can help you. Send it to you. Okay, so this evening we're going to talk about shopping. How do you do shopping? And again, you make your tick at yellow, green, red, or blue. And if there's more than one, do tick more than one. Feel free to do that. Okay. The first type, one person or yellow. Oh, they're very quick in making decisions, and because they're all about just wanting fun. For them to shop, it's more about the social than the actual shopping thing. They do online shopping. It can be fun, but for them, the most fun is to actually receiving the parcel and opening it. They love second-hand shops. To them, it's like what is skattejag in English? It is like a gem hunt. Or I'll come to the word just now. So yes, they also very bad with money. So normally they'll love go on these second-hand shopping trips, and then they'll end up with no money. Green are the people who look at the detail on the labels to make sure that they'll be able to wash it and care for it correctly. Whenever they buy something, especially clothes, they'll keep the tag on it for in case they change their mind. Because most of the times they come home and 2 or 3 days later, oops, sorry, that is my baby cat. 2 or 3 days later, they want to return it. Too much information can actually totally overwhelm them. So to do online shopping is not one of their favorites. And remember, for them, especially clothes, is about comfort. So that's difficult for them to buy like that. And as you all know, online shopping is not that easy just to return. Red, on the other hand, they're quick thinkers. They'll quickly walk through the shop, see whatever catches their eyes, and to them, a sale is sometimes even better than buying the right thing. They don't like to go to the fitting rooms. They don't like to do online shopping either. And I know that because I'm red. Online shopping is like, because you don't want to read all the instructions. So you order at 60 the Weet-Bix, and then when they come and deliver, it's this little small box of snack Weet-Bix. I mean, shouldn't they say big on the thing, not normal Weet-Bix, so that you know? Okay, blue either like shopping or they don't like shopping. They don't like any help from the sales lady. They are alone shoppers. They don't like people coming with them, and they don't like people chatting all the time around them when they shop. They know exactly what they want, and they'll walk in the mall and say, okay, true words, no, they won't have what I'm looking for. Fushini, they might have, I'll go in there. They would rather pay more for one item than have a lot of items, because to them quality is very, very important. If they shop online, they will read everything that people says about the product just to make sure. Okay, so you make your tick at 1, 2, 3 or 4. Then let's look at the changing room experience. Oh, for yellow, this is a little bit too much. They want to try everything on and all the different combinations they could possibly think about that. And when you go into the changing room, they give you this little thing. You can only take 6 items or maximum 8 items, and they absolutely hate that. They're normally in a hurry and they don't feel good in the changing room, the lights and the mirrors or everything. It's not quite fun for them because, they have to go out and pick more things and then come in and exchange. It's not what they want. Green will go to the changing room. They will try it, but they're the people that normally do this when they fit something just to make sure it's very comfortable. So they struggle to buy clothes online, especially if they don't know fabric names and types. They also very unsure of what they want, so they'll go home, rethink it, and take most of it back. For Red, shopping is really quite a bore. They don't like to fit, they don't like to take things back. Sometimes they'll try things on, they make quick decisions, and as long as it fits and they can move in it and work in it, then it's fine for them. They don't like all the people in the changing rooms talking about this makes me look fat, this makes me look this and that. Blue has to try something on. Absolutely. They very careful, and they look at themselves at all different angles to decide, is this really for me or not? The salespeople normally ask them questions, not the other way around. For Blue, something must fit perfectly, not a centimeter too big, perfect. That's how they like their things. Okay, so make your tick in the next row of your changing room experience. Now we're going to look at sexual intimacy. Yellow is your very playful person. Remember, they're not very emotional, and they like to dress up. They're the people who would like to put on the nurse's costume. Green wants to have a connection. They are the emotional people. They like music in the background. They want to cuddle. Red is very active and very fast. They want to do it quickly and efficient. They don't like this long outstretched thing. Blue wants to be here. They want to talk to you. You must be in their space for at least 10 minutes before they'll do anything. They're very private. They do not discuss their sexual life. They accommodate one another, and to them it's about the experience in the end. So make your tick. Okay, we're going to now look at comfort. Yellow do not want to be imprisoned. They don't want things that scratch. They want light and movable fabric. It must be very comfortable on their skin. They prefer things that rather don't feel like clothes on them. Especially jewelry. If it's too heavy, they'll take it off. They don't even wear it the whole day because it's not movable and fun enough for them. Green likes stretchy fabric. Remember, they're the people that goes like this to make sure it's very comfortable. They'll rather buy one size bigger than having it too restrained on them. They want everything to be nice, soft, and flowy. Red doesn't really care about comfort as long as it's got texture. They love bubbly fabric and stripy fabric, with like if it's a leopard print, the black stands out a little bit. As long as they can move in their clothes and do their job, they're fine. And blue wants everything to be perfect. They'll rather have something mended and altered before they wear it, because even if it's a centimeter too big, it's not comfortable to them at all. Okay, well, make your marks. Next week we'll talk more about that. It is now time for Teresa, our life coach, our Christian life coach.
Hallo Margriet en Anneke. Oh, this is the English session. Okay. I just want to tell the people that's watching about my face, the Ramsay Hunt syndrome that I do have. That's why I have this crooked mouth that it looks like Popeye only talking on the one side of my mouth. But yeah, that's one of the 9 things that happened to me, but it's okay. I still count my blessings. Tonight, we're going to talk about the psychology of the self. The overview here is we explore the psychology of the self, focusing on the self-esteem, self-concept, self-worth, self-awareness, self-knowledge, and self-belief. And in the future sessions, I'm going to discuss more of each, point in detail. But tonight it's going to only be an overview. Self-esteem. Self-esteem is influenced by self-perception and external validation. It can fluctuate based on experience and feedback from others. That's why it's important to watch your friends because they can influence you very badly. Reflecting on the past feelings can help identify patterns in self-esteem. High or low self-esteem can be linked to specific life events. The way you were brought up, the things your mom or your dad say to you, and that you must always remember that they don't have the insight and the information that we do have these days, like personality and what color you are. So, yeah, don't be too harsh on them. And at a certain age, you take responsibility for yourself. Normally at the age of 25, you can't blame your parents anymore and you must take charge and hold of your own life and say, okay, I'm going to be better, be more to be like Christ. Even if my past was not that good, we can always change it. Positive affirmations and compliments can also enhance the self-esteem. What does the Bible say about self-esteem? Psalm 139, verse 14. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. You are uniquely and wonderfully made, a foundation for an healthy self-esteem, and that's the way that God made you, not the influence and the negative influence of the people in your life. Self-concept. Self-concept is an idealized version of your oneself and influence motivation. So, yeah, positive self-talk is very, very important. It helps in setting personal and professional goals. A lack of self-conception can lead to stagnation and low self-worth. Visualization, the desired self, can guide personal development. What says the Bible? Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. God's vision of your life can shape your self-concept and purpose. Yeah, I know bad stuff happened and you ask why, but at the end of the day, it's all about your soul and your spirit. Who is supposed to glorify God? And yeah, learn the lesson in the good and in the bad. Self-worth. Self-worth is the value one's place on oneself. It's shaped by upbringing and external influence. Again, be careful about your friends. Low self-worth can lead to negative self-esteem. Recognizing personal strengths and positive traits can enhance your self-worth. That's linked to Margriet. That's according what she says about the alphabet. Make note of, according to the alphabet, your good points and focus on that. Improvements in life can contribute to higher self-value and the sense of self-value. What does the Bible say about self-worth? Luke 12, verse 6 to 7. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. You are worth more than many sparrows. You have a great worth in God's eyes. He values you deeply. Self-awareness. Self-awareness involves recognizing personal beliefs and their impact on life. It helps identify empowering and limited beliefs. During this course, we're going to focus on limited beliefs also. Where does it happen? Where does it put? Where you can place it, and how can you get rid of that? Understanding one's response to situations is crucial for personal growth. There again, I can say, learn the lesson in the bad and in the good. Awareness of social views and can influence the self-perception. Be very, very, very careful about social media and the image they say that we must all be thin and all must be nice looking. So be very thoughtful about the social media. What does the Bible say? Proverbs 4, verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Being aware of your inner life helps you live purposefully. So and the devil wants to attack your heart and your mind. Self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is gained through reflection on past experience. It allows for understanding personal strengths and weaknesses. Writing a life story can provide meaning and clarity. That's a really nice concept. If you're dealing with trauma, is to write it down, make a journal about it, and read it again, reflect on it, take it to God, ask Him for help, and I promise you, He will help you. Recognizing significant life events can aid in personal development. What does the Bible say about it? Lamentation 3, verse 14. Let us examine our ways and test them, and let us return to the Lord. Reflecting on your life with honesty leads to growth and repentance. Very important. Okay, and self-belief, that's the last one. Self-beliefs form the foundation of personal identity and behavior. Negative self-beliefs can hinder growth and confidence. Like I said, we're going to work on limited beliefs also. Evaluating the evidence for self-belief can reveal inaccuracies. So if you check it, make sure is it true, is it not true, and get rid of those that does not serve you. Understanding how others perceive you can influence self-belief and self-knowledge. Again, surround yourself with positive people. Challenging limited beliefs is essential for personal growth. My mouth doesn't want to talk this long. But what does the Bible say? Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Him who gives me strength. True self-belief comes through Christ who empowers you. Like I said, we're going to focus on that in detail in the coming weeks. But to come back to the 10 rules for your divine purpose. Rule number 1 last week was discover yourself. set in which areas you are better than the average person, apply it to get so much knowledge and experience the relevant in the relevant areas. Only then you will rise above the mass and achieve success. Previous time, precious time becomes lost when you continue in a direction that is not destined to you. And this doesn't mean it must be great stuff like climbing Mount Everest or whatever it is. If you can draw well, focus on that. If you can knit well, focus on that. And for this coming week, it's number 2 in the 10 rules for your divine purpose is be great and strive for grandeur in your thinking and trading. Allow space for people who have other terms, trade and thoughts ways than yourself. Coming back to that, remember we all have opinions and opinions are not facts. And if you deal with somebody, remember, allow that person for his or her opinion. That's their right. But don't promote your opinion as if it is a fact. And I think, Margriet, I'm done for this evening. Back to you.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you very much. Teresa's number is there. You can remember that she's available online or for live sessions if you're in or near Kuruman, and you can visit her and talk about. She's a life coach, a Christian life coach, and she can help you with everything in your life that you struggles with. I would like to end off this evening by saying, please do what Teresa said to help you with your self-esteem and all the things in your head. And do make your list where you praise yourself so that whenever you feel down, you can go back to that and you can lift yourself up. Because, people tend to knowingly or unknowingly say things to make you feel down and put you down. And they don't always know what they're doing. But my final thought for this evening is the laying on people your hands, people laying on hands on you and then praying for you. I really want to urge you not to ever let people put their hands on you and pray for you. I know a lot of churches tend to do that. If you're sad or if you want to turn to God, there's always people coming through into the front of the altar and they'll put their hands on you and pray for you. Putting your hands on you, it's almost like sexual intimacy. Every time you have sex with a man, all that person's demons come onto you. And of course, your demons go onto them. And it's the same with laying on hands. If somebody prays for you, no matter what they pray, and they might have a problem with a low self-esteem, or they might have a problem with pornography or liquor, or they might even smoke, or they might be, now the word escaped me, when you think you're better than others, you think because you've been a Christian for longer than me, you have access to better information. So just be careful of people like that, because when they put their hands on you and they pray for you, all those demons come into you. So you actually go for prayer and they put their hands on you, and instead of helping you, they just put more demons onto you, because their demons come onto you as well. And if you would like the Bible verses to confirm all of those, please do WhatsApp me and I'll send it to you. You know that in the Bible it says if one bad spirit leaves you, then if you don't do it right, the 100 or 1,000 more will return with him. So just be very, very careful of that. If I can give you any advice today, don't let people's demons that you don't need in your life, you've got enough of your own that you need to get rid of, come into you without you knowing how that it came into you. You might send your son up for prayer because he's using too much liquor, and then he comes back and in a week's time he's addicted to porn. Those are the kind of things that we need to look at. Well, you must have a very, very nice evening, and I hope you have a very nice week. And do contact us if you need any more help, but we'll be here next week, same time, same place.